Oh, let's take them off the picture. Let's take them off the screen really quickly. And let's put myself on the screen. Give me a second. How are y'all doing? Can y'all hear me? Let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me. And just let me know if y'all can hear me. Let me know. Let me go before we get this started. Let me go to the comments. Let me go to the comments. Let me see if y'all can hear me real good. Can y'all hear me? Yes or no? Can y'all hear me? They say volume low. Okay. All right. Can y'all hear me? We good? We good? Okay. So let me give everybody the backstory. So we went live on Station. Actually, the number, we in the top 20. So we want to say shout out to the producers. Y'all made that happen. We apparently I was live to talk about Tasha K commentary. I'm like, Tasha K, you went live with all the commercials and you was trying and Carrie offer you some money and you did all that. You know, we was roasting and gagging on Station Ed. So on Station Ed, Tasha K was like, this is me, Tasha. I'm like, okay. She come on the platform, Unwind with Tasha K. And we doing an interview. So I want to see if y'all can hear it. So y'all bear with me. I'm going to see if y'all can actually hear the interview. I don't know the time step when she came on.
I said that you molested me.
Okay, give me a sec. Give me a
For what? I don't pay for interviews. I told him that from the jump. But now it's like, oh, there's this recording. And his friend said, I said, Larry, now they're talking about
this video around. So, but I did tell y'all before she came on, Dr. Larry Reid said he knew about the recording. So
right, because I talked to Larry about it when he called me about it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Larry,
let me know if y'all can hear. I'm gonna play the interview when Tasha K came up. Turn the volume all the way up. Okay, give me a second. I'm gonna turn it all the way up so you all can hear. Okay. I got it up to 32. All right. So hopefully y'all can hear, you guys. Bear with me.
This video around. So, but I did tell y'all before she came on, Dr. Larry Reid said he knew about the recording by Kurt Franklin. She said she spoke to Kurt Franklin's station head. This is why it's so important to be subscribed to all platforms. You never know who's going to come on the show. This is an exclusive. And so I'm just saying on here that she do not believe that Carrie was molested by Kurt Franklin. She says she spoke to Kurt Franklin. She spoke to his siblings, Carrie siblings, and she just do not believe it, that they were shopping this video around. So, but I did tell y'all before she came on, Dr. Larry Reid said he knew about the recording. So
right, because I talked to Larry about it when he called me about it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, Larry, now they're talking about
Okay, I want to get to the first beginning of this. So y'all bear with me. I want to get to the first beginning of when she first came on, because Tasha K came on the show on Station, and then we had Dr. Larry Reid come on the show on Station. We had Dr. Larry Reid to come on the show. So when people is dragging Wiley, we were getting exclusive interview. I'm not an emotional person, okay? My emotions are intact. Ever since I take my Zyprexa medication, you don't see me walking around in circles, cussing folks out, calling women monkeys and all that. My emotions are intact. I'm chasing the story, building a platform. That's my whole purpose. I had a double exclusive. Some of y'all wasn't there, so let me see if this is the first beginning of it.
Statement. Carrie, have anybody Instagram been acting up? My Instagram been acting up today. Has Carrie released a statement yet? Has Kurt Franklin released a statement yet? I'm here, Abby. Oh, hey, I'm here, Wiley. Add me in. It's Tasha K.
Okay, and then that's who he said that. Tasha K said, add me in. So we're going to play this interview, then we're going to play Dr. Larry Reid. I want to say again, I'm not emotional. I'm good. You can roast and gag me. You can call me cockeyed. You can call me retarded. You can say all you want to say out of your mouth. That's just how you feel, okay? I'm a beautiful black man, and I don't apologize for my beauty, okay? Though my eye is crossed, I thank God for the eye that I can see, okay? So that doesn't get under my skin. You can talk about my clothes, but one day we're gonna have nothing but black designers what we're gonna be wearing. Okay? All right, long as the shirt is clean, that don't really get to me. But we're gonna play this interview with Tasha K. And while we're playing this interview with Tasha K, don't get mad because Tasha K said what she said. She said it, and we're gonna give our commentary. Then we're gonna play when Dr. Reid came on the show.
This Tasha K? Okay, let me see. Okay. Okay, IG is down. Okay, IG is acting up. Okay. So what I'm saying is, listen. Okay, I thought it was just me because I was trying to refresh and see what was going on. Okay, I was refreshing to see what was going on. Hey,
Wiley.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I've never done this on Station Head before.
Okay, yes. So what is going on is the word on the street, the people are saying that you're mad because Carrie-On told you no. Would you're mad because Carrie-On to do the interview with you? Is that true?
That is not true, Wiley. You know how many people tell me no for an interview? Do
Okay.
I ever get up and blast them? Like, we've been working with Carrie-On for weeks, right? And so, he's been kind of going back and forth, I want this to be like really big, really exclusive. We're going to do this. And I'm like, you don't sound like you were abused, And then he tries to like hit on Chelsea. And Chelsea's like, I'm just trying to get you booked for the interview. So when we're basically just trying to tell him, hey, are you going to do it or are you not going to do it? So then he sends us this email saying that he wants over $70,000 to sit down to do this exclusive. I said, Carrie-On, I appreciate your time, but no thank you. But over the weeks of us talking to him, like he's been kind of up and down. He's like a kid sometimes, and then he's like an adult. And, his stories are kind of mixed up. It's like, but you said this one day and you said this another day. And after talking to Kirk's kids, like all of them grew up with him. They're like, he's always been like this. Always. Like, and he's always been the problem child. And Kirk was really never around. So they're trying to figure out, when did it happen?
But new revelations.
And I never really believed it. You know what I'm saying? Those same people that are Carrie-On's friends called me. When was it? I want to give you the exact date. What's today? Today is
Friday, I think.
Friday. I talked to them on Tuesday. And they were trying to sell that audio. I said, listen, guys, I don't buy audio. I need to vet the audio. My lawyers are gonna have to vet that audio. We're gonna have to send it to Kirk. When I said that, they got ghosts. Tasha, I'm scared. We can't do this. Well, I'm letting you know what's gonna happen because Kirk's team is not gonna come after me for an audio that y'all probably put together because everybody asking for money.
Yeah. Like, so do you believe that he was molested? Do you believe in those audio? Do you think it was suspicious? What are your
I think it was suspicious because they were shopping it to bloggers and they were trying to sell it for a while. And Carrie-On's been trying to sell his story. And my thing is like, if you are truly trying to get some type of justice or some type of closure, why not just speak your truth? It doesn't have to be to me. It doesn't have to be to anyone, but putting together an audio with your friends saying that, oh, turn my molester off. I don't know. I mean, me and my people were like, we don't know if this sounds like really legit. Like all of a sudden, like this audio pops up after we decline like the $70,000. So you come to us trying to sell something else. And also the phone numbers are very similar. So Carrie-On's number is like one number off from his friends that called. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know what you're trying to do here, but I'm not going to put myself on the line just because you're trying to get back at your dad.
Do you believe that Kirk Franklin molests Carrie-On?
After speaking with his kids, I highly doubt it. And after speaking with Carrie-On, and one day he'll tell you this, The next day is this. I don't know what to believe. But usually when there's a molestation going on, there's others that come forward.
It's like other victims and everything like that. Because
other victims.
Because
yeah, go ahead, Wiley. I'm sorry.
Because he said that he knew about the recording. So I'm like, how do you know about this recording? So this recorder was just shopped around to like vloggers and
that's what I'm trying to tell you. See, when his friends called me, they were like, Carry On doesn't know about this recording. I just talked. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me let you listen to something. Hold on, Wiley. Give me a second.
Okay. We are live with Tasha K, you guys, right here exclusively on Station Head. This is why it's so important to be subscribed to all platforms. You never know who's going to come on the show. This is an exclusive. And so I'm just saying on here that she do not believe that Carry On was molested by Kirk Franklin. She says she spoke to Kirk Franklin. She spoke to his siblings, Carry On siblings, and she just do not believe it, that they were shopping this video around. So, but I did tell y'all before she came on, Dr. Larry Reid said he knew about the recording. So
right, because I talked to Larry about it when he called me about it. I said, Larry, now they're talking about, after I declined giving him $70K for what? I don't pay for interviews. I told him that from the jump. But now it's like, oh, there's this recording. And his friend said that Carry On doesn't know about it. Hold on. I'm trying to see if you can hear it because I recorded it on my phone. Can you hear this?
Okay. Let me see.
Can you hear this?
No, I don't hear nothing now.
Okay, I'll send it to your DM. Hold on.
Okay. If Instagram
works.
After,
it was just like, he was like, I really want to get paid for this. I didn't want to give it for free. It was him and the girl that was in the audio that you heard in the background.
Okay.
So I was just like, I'm not paying for audio like that. I'm going to have to vet it. It's going to have to go through my attorneys. I'm going to have to reach out to Kurt and let him respond to this. I'm not going to just put this out. You know what I'm saying? So that's when they got scared and was like, oh my God, I'm scared. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, well, what are you scared of? Why are you calling me if you're scared?
Okay. Oh.
So hold on. Let me see if I can send it to you.
Oh, wow, because I think Larry Reid is in the chat. He said, I was told, I don't know if this is the Larry Reid line, but he said this quote, I was told that I have Armon the audio. I did not. No, you said you knew about the audio. So if you knew about the audio, well, who told you about the audio? Because this is like real suspicious.
Hold on for a second. I'm confused. Okay. What did you say, Wiley? I'm confused.
I'm looking at Dr. Larry Reid live. I believe he's in the chat. And he said, I was told that I have Armon the audio. I did not. But you said you knew about the audio.
He knew about it because I told him about it when they called me about it.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So me and Larry is scheduled to do something on this. But I was just like, I'm not going to take this audio if y'all are not going to let me vet it.
Right.
So when I said that legal was going to get into it, that I'm scared. I'm scared, Tasha. I'm scared. What are you scared of? You calling asking for money for an audio.
So do you think that Armon paid for the audio to play it on his show?
I don't know, and I can't say. I can't speak on how he operates or what happened between there. But I'm telling you what they wanted from me, and I said no. I told y'all I wasn't paying for nothing. If you want to put out allegations like this, first of all, I'm not going to pay for something like this. And then you come back and say that I paid you to say this. That's an automatic lawsuit on me. That's an automatic, okay, admission of guilt. How much you want? So when it comes to allegations like this has to come from you genuinely. I can't be coercing you. I can't be telling you to talk because this is somebody's reputation.
Oh, wow. So do you feel like with this situation that Kirk Franklin should release a statement? Because now the allegations is out. Hollywood Unlocked posted it, but they deleted. Gossip in the City post and they deleted. Do you feel like they were threatened to legally?
Okay, I wanna fact check that. Hollywood Unlocked, it is still up. Gossip in the City, I think, took it down, and I think it's up on Media Takeout. So I want to make sure I stand corrected and everything like that. I was reading another comment and I verified that it's still up on Hollywood Unlocked. So before the Armon Wiggins people come down my throat, it is still up on Hollywood Unlocked. Okay, I just had to let y'all know it is still up on Hollywood Unlocked. All right, okay, let's go back to the interview.
Absolutely, because I mean, especially listen, if someone was paid to post that shit, if somebody paid for that shit, let me tell you, somebody is really about to get taken to court because you can't just put out something like that and you haven't vetted it. You haven't given the person the chance to respond. So that's why those big blogs are taking it down. We know how this shit works. I see Larry in the damn comments. And he's saying that we know how this shit works. Larry done been drugged to court for some shit. I'm in court for some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah, because you have to be very careful with that type of recording without giving Kurt the chance to respond, because it just to me seemed very suspicious. That once it's out,
it's very suspicious. But I can tell you, by working with Carry On for the last few weeks, Carry On's a little off, and you guys would have picked that up if we had done an interview. It would have been a Jaguar Wright male version.
You can really tell. I think it's drugs. I think he do battle. It looks like he have a drug addiction. He just have that look. Even though he's an attractive guy, but he do look like he's on drugs. Do you believe he's on drugs? Because his sister said he was on drugs.
Yes, and he told us he was. He said, yeah, I've dibbled and dabbled. He doesn't have a job. He doesn't have anywhere to stay. He's between this friend's house and that friend's house. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get a concrete address. I don't have nothing right now. I'm in between Las Vegas and California. Okay, so you're homeless. It's just, he's always, according to the family, he's always been that kid. And everybody has that kid in the family.
Okay.
Everybody has that kid.
And Larry Reid said right here, FYI, I've talked to Carry On for years. He always alleged he was molested by a preacher. Now, I did hear about that by a preacher and all of that. And I can believe that to be true, that maybe he was molested by a preacher. And he's probably mad at Kirk because Kirk didn't defend him. It's just so many words. His mother did an interview. Have you ever thought about trying to reach out for her to interview his mother? Because I didn't understand the mother's deal. But the mother came out and she talked in circles.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're working on some stuff. I do know me and Larry are gonna sit down and do some stuff this week. So I don't like to speak on stuff and it's not out there. Once it's getting ready to go out, that's when I'll announce it, because anything could happen. You know what I'm saying? I may be getting ready to release something and a lawyer hit me with some shit. I'm sorry, you can't put this out. So I don't never like to tell nobody nothing no more. I used to do that shit all the time back in the day. I don't do that no more. I don't speak on it until it's getting ready to go out. So yeah, but we will be following up and getting some stuff. But I do want to say, like, it's like when it comes to people like this, it's like you gotta handle this with like a grain of salt, And for Carry On to only put out one side of his recording, but won't allow you to hear the entire recording, that tells you a lot. That tells you a lot. Why won't you put out the whole recording? Your daddy ain't just on the phone just saying he gonna put his foot off in your ass for no bullshit. And I've met Kurt several times, and he's not like that. He's a little ass guy. He's like a midget. He is like I can kick his ass and he'll roll over. Yeah. But no, I was just like, Wiley, what the hell I do now? That's the only reason I jumped on here.
Because it was for me, I'm like, so you did a whole video with all those commercials just to say he didn't want to get the money? I mean, that you didn't want to pay all that money?
That's not what I said. No, that's not what I said. That was part of what I said, but I was basically trying to paint a picture. If you are genuinely trying to tell a story that someone molested you, that someone violated you, you wouldn't be trying to get paid for it. And plus, it could be the biggest news outlet. They're not going to set themselves up for a lawsuit to pay you to make allegations against somebody like this because they're going to take a loss. So it's bullshit.
Right, and you made a
maybe I
point.
should have explained that better, because a lot of people don't know how it works when it comes to liability. When you're a media company, if I pay you to do something, that means I'm telling you to do it. It's just like when you audition for a script, right? And you get the role. The director pays you to say what he put on that script. So you have opened yourself up for liability. And I'm not about to do that shit, especially when they're saying I'm scared, Tasha, but I'm not gonna be scared no more. If you give me this money, I'll give you this whole recording. No. Listen, outlets pay for interviews, but they do not pay for interviews that host allegations against someone that they cannot prove.
Right. I feel you on that point. Do you feel as though the price is too high? If he would have said $5,000,
no, I don't pay. No, if he would have said $1, I would have sent him a smoothie. No, no.
No. Because Armon, he was alleging that you did this to come for him and to debunk his receipt. Do you want to respond
First of all, I recorded my video on Tuesday.
And you just released it.
I will show you when it was uploaded. Yes, I just released it today. Like, all my videos are slated to go out. We're doing pre-recordings all in advance because I'm traveling so much. Why is it always like, oh, I'm doing something to spite him? My platform is big. You get a story, congratulations. But everybody is doing this story. And because my perception of dealing with Carry-On is different from yours, that doesn't make me come in. Listen, whatever you put out, that's what you put out. I can't be in competition with somebody that's not on my motherfucking level. That little boy get the same amount of views as you, Wiley.
Oh, don't put me in there. No, I'm just doing my interview.
No, I'm just saying, like, that video was recorded on Tuesday. And ask Larry in the comments. Larry will tell you when I told him about that shit. We knew that shit before he got that shit.
Have you ever thought about just picking up the phone call to explain it to him, to say, hey,
I'm not explaining nothing to a motherfucker that's got his mind made up. I don't know that bitch. And I will tell him to his motherfucking face. There ain't nothing competitive about me and your platform. My platform is completely different from everybody. You got your lane, I got my motherfucking lane. Keep my motherfucking name out your mouth. I don't mention your name.
Oh my God!
Like, why does everything that he does? Oh, Tasha did this. Tasha took this from me. When are you ever gonna take self-responsibility? The same shit Carry-On does. When are you gonna take self-responsibility to let everybody know? Listen, my path starts and ends with me. The only reason I jumped on here is because I'm like, what the fuck Wiley talking about? I don't give a fuck with that little big. Let me shut up. Anyway.
So just for the record, you recorded this video Tuesday, you premiered it today. This is nothing.
First of all, my husband premiered it today. He told me it went out.
Okay.
He said, get in the comments. He said, Tasha, I premiered the video. It's out. I said, oh, okay, let me go to the comments. Then I look and your video coming up. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on
now? Oh, wow.
And
okay.
0413, if you want to see a motherfucking receipt, jump in my DM. I'll show you the goddamn file. The files are dated when you record them. Y'all motherfuckers just want to use any fucking reason to not like me. You ain't got to fucking like me. You ain't got to respect me. But the facts are the facts. Y'all trying to put me up against motherfuckers that are not on my level. I do my own shit. They do their own shit. But y'all constantly get mad at me and I don't say shit to none of y'all motherfuckers. None of y'all. And J Nation, bitch, I'm in therapy. I pay $150 a fucking week. How about you? Where are your therapy records at? You fucking troll. Now, Wiley.
Yes,
I'm
ma'am.
done. I just wanted to have a little fun. I'm okay.
Okay.
Listen,
Well,
I'm just playing.
I'm just glad that you was able to come and explain yourself because the public had their opinion and that you came and you gave us yours, which is you said, hey, I've been had this video recorded and Carry-On is a little off. Do you ever thought about trying to help him get into rehab?
That's not my responsibility. That's a grown ass man, Wiley.
I mean, you ain't thought about helping them and say, hey, bruh, let me get you into some rehab.
Wiley, that's a grown ass man, and I'm not about to put up no 10, 15, 30,000 for this motherfucker to go to rehab to check himself out 2 days later because he got to go get a hit. No, sir.
This is really sad. I think this is really sad for Kirk Franklin's brand, unfortunately, because you have a son that is having a habit, allegedly, and got all this media attention. This is a lot. And I do feel for Kirk Franklin. Kirk Franklin looked really stressed. People say he looked guilty. I think he looks really stressed.
Thank you, Stay Blessed. Thank you, Stay Blessed. I mean, of course, what parent wouldn't be stressed? Come on now. What parent would everything? His livelihood is on the line. For a motherfucker that ain't never worked and don't know how to spell fucking work. Come on now. We're not talking about a child. We're talking about a grown ass man that's 33 that happens to be a little slow from all the fucking drugs that done fried his mind. That's what we dealing with. You ain't 22. You ain't 23. You 33. You halfway to 40. My nigga, no.
You said the drugs fried his mind. I'm just sitting here. Wow. So, Tasha, would you be doing any shows on Stationhead? Are you going to join? Because you know your girl Cardi B is...
No, I'm not doing no shows on Stationhead unless they pay me. They got to pay me. So, and they know that. They've already reached out several times. Hey, you know, we have these incentives. You know, if you bring all these... I'm not bringing you shit, okay? You going to pay me. I done told them people that. I done told them white people at the top that shit. This ain't black owned. Now, if it was black owned, it would be different.
Yeah, that's true. I just
if it was black owned, I would be all on this shit. But I'm sorry, it's white owned, and y'all want black people to come bring y'all our audiences for free. Not gonna motherfucking happen.
I feel you on that.
Yeah, but no, shout out to all the content creators. Shout out to Armon. I don't understand why, like, he always feel like I'm coming for him. I literally, when I say I do not think about that little boy. What is there to think about? What is there to be threatened about? You know what I'm saying? Do what you got to do and don't look behind. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But my video ain't have shit to do with him. Nothing to do with him. And matter of fact, I'm going to drop the receipts to show everybody. I recorded that shit on Tuesday with Jasmine.
Why do you think he always bring your name up? Do you think he honestly believe that, or do you think he do it for clout?
No, he does it for clout, and he's threatened by me. That's why.
All right.
That's why. But if you truly knew your talent, you wouldn't be threatened by no motherfucker. You think I'm threatened by Oprah and Gail? All them some bad bitches in the game. Shit, I want to be like them. Fuck it. Fuck that. Shit, and listen, I ain't finna sit here and downplay nothing I do. I know I'm motherfucking fantastic at what I do. And it makes motherfuckers be like, damn. Oh, okay. Ain't nothing we can compare. You do you, and I'm doing me, and I don't have to mention my motherfucking name to make cent off of you and what you do.
I feel for you. I can't wait. I feel for you, but I'm just glad that you came on this place. I'm surprised and I'm honored that you came on our platform too.
No problem. I mean, Wiley, you know when it's you. I got you.
Yeah.
You know, you can call me up and cuss me out like Tasha. Now you know damn well.
No, I'm not gonna cuss you out. Because you do you. You know what I'm saying? You do you. And you entertain us. I don't take it some people take it so serious what you do. I'm like, she's an entertainer. You know, more than a blogger.
Let them take it serious. Let them take it how they want. They can take it up the ass. They can take it in their mouth. They can take it up their fucking pussies, okay? Let them take it how they want to take it. Because I'm taking checks to the bank. That's all that needs to be said. That's it.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Tasha K, for coming on.
All right. Love you guys, and thank you to all the lovers and the haters on here listening to me, bitch. Now I gotta go. Larry, I'm gonna call you in a second. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye. So, Larry Reid.
So that was that. And so we're gonna see if we can get Larry Reid on. Give me a second. I gotta fast forward.
Is in the chat, and if he wants, of course.
Let me see.
All right.
Oh, that's me talking.
Oh, well, thank you. So We have to have that type of conversation. And
let me expand
to verify, yes,
okay,
I was molested. What carry on? If they send me some DMs, what in the world? What is this? They send me.
Wait, give me a second.
Oh, thank you. So we covered it up.
I'm trying to get him on here.
That's wrong to do.
Yes, give me a second.
It should be internal. Y'all said Larry Reid. Okay, that ain't Larry Reid. Let me see. If y'all want to bring is Larry Reid? Ooh, what's up, man?
Oh, there we go.
I mean everything. Let's see. This will be an exclusive. And let's see. Okay. All right. How you doing, Larry?
Hello, I don't know if you can hear me now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. What's up, man?
I mean, everything is great, but
Dr. Larry Reid is on the Wiley Show. So that was so. I forgot I didn't do my intro. Dr. Larry Reid. Okay. All right. Let's play that. That's an exclusively on the Wiley Show. Okay. Thumbs up. Share this live. For the first time in a long time, Dr. Larry Reid is on the Wiley Show. Okay.
What do you have to say about this situation? Because you have handled stories like this before in your career. How do you think that a recording is suspicious? Do you think it's real?
Yeah, the recording is real. I just would have never released it. I would have never had this discussion at all.
How do you think that a recording?
Hello, I don't know if you can hear me now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. What's up, man?
I mean, everything is great, but what do you have to say about this situation? Because you have handled stories like this before in your career. How do you think that a recording is suspicious? Do you think it's real?
Yeah, the recording is real. I just would have never released it. I would have never had this discussion at all. I mean, I've had other situations when there were assumptions, accusations concerning a preacher molesting someone. And the only thing I had was the molester story and the preacher story. One said it happened, the other one said it didn't happen. And I wasn't about to put my platform in jeopardy just to tell these people's story because it would have got me a lot of numbers. There was another situation where a preacher raped, allegedly, a young lady. I ended up having to go to court with that. And I had her confession, detailed confession on audio saying that it was done to her. That still caused me to have to be in court. So I learned early on that when you're dealing with the church and sexual allegations, even allegations concerning children, that you have to be very, very careful or you're going to have to fight them in court. And I didn't want to, I don't want to have to spend my money doing that. And I already done it before to the tune of about $70,000, $80,000.
Oh my gosh, that's a lot of money, Larry.
Yeah. So I don't want to do that. But now that it has been leaked and Armon put it out, now we can have a discussion, which I'm probably going to be doing tonight.
Because you said for years that Carrion said a preacher did it. So is it a preacher that did it, or was it Kurt that did this?
Well, Kurt is a preacher. I mean, so you can put that in the way you want to put it. You know, so you can put that in the way you want to put it. Black family and black church, man, they're gonna cover, and they're not gonna speak concerning certain things. So even if it was Kurt, it would never have been said by Carrion or anybody else prior to now. Even through this ordeal, it would have never came out. The only reason why we have this information and the speculation that it is Kurt is because of an audio that a friend of me recorded and gave to Armon.
Oh, a friend of me. Wow. Wow. Did you talk to Kerrion? Would you like to talk to him and try to counsel him or any of them?
No, I don't counsel nobody except for the folk that I'm in relationship with. No, I wouldn't be involved in that. I wouldn't mind interviewing him. I did tell him yesterday that I would be open to an interview, or that I would like to interview. Prior to that, all these years, I never asked him. It was my co-host at the time that wanted him, that was considering having him on, and we never did. So, he's been talking about his toxic relationship and what he's been through for years online. But this is the farthest ever gotten to where this one is on Wendy Williams. But then that Armon has released the audio he's released, Hollywood Unlocked, Gospel in the City, they picked it all up. I'm pretty sure they took it down because of emails from a lawyer. But
I think Hollywood realized. I think Hollywood have it up. Gospel in the City, I think they took it down. I think Gospel City took it down. Hollywood.
Okay, so the thing is this: if Kerrion or anybody speaks out to verify, or to, only thing they can do is speak out to kill that rumor. If Kerrion speaks out to verify, yes, I was molested, and yes, that was me on the audio saying that my dad or either somebody that's on that CD that was being played molested me, that's gonna be a whole can to open up, because I don't know if you guys that are not in the church understand this or not. It's never one.
Come on.
Never.
Preach.
So it's going to open up a whole can of worms.
Oh, yes.
And who knows if that's the reason why that the mom or Kerrion never made these assumptions publicly before.
Preach.
Or pointed to any molestation at all. Even on Tavern Hall, they didn't say anything about Kerrion being molested. The mama didn't say anything about Kerrion being molested. So there's something that was hidden that was not told. And why is Kurt Franklin answering the phone call of this supposed grown man who is very toxic? I believe something happened.
And they're
covering up. And I'm just saying that from doing this work for so long, something happened and it's being covered up. And it's not just covering up.
Therapists, counselors, what do he need all this therapy for? What do he need all this counselor for? Different preachers and what you need all that for if nothing happened, if he's just a toxic person?
Exactly. There would have been some trauma.
And obviously this happened years ago and it just got worse. And I guess he's calling out for help because they said since a teenager that this happened. And his mom works for rape victims. You know, she works. That's the type of work that she does.
Yeah. So they're covering up something. That's from. And then I'll share the rest of that tonight. But they're covering up something, plain and simple. And that's okay. And that's okay. If they want to cover it up, but if we out here and we're going to talk about it, we're going to start coming to our own conclusions and assumptions, then I hope they understand that that's okay too. I mean, they have the right to lie about it or to not disclose it. But we also have a right.
Do you feel like Kerrion is battling with a drug addiction? Did I ask you that already? I want to know.
No, you didn't, but yeah, definitely. I mean, what else you going to turn to? Definitely.
It's a sad, but you said in your video, you said Kurt should have not came out and apologized
at all. That was a dumb thing to do, which lets me know that the preachers are involved. That because see in the world of all them preachers, that whole group of preachers, Jamal and all them, they advise each other on how to deal with certain things. And these preachers have yet to have enough sense to know how to deal with the media. Kurt should have never came out and apologized because he verified that it was him on the audio. Though it sounded like him, there was no verification that it was him. But the moment he did the apology, it verified that it was him. Because I reported it as allegedly Kurt Franklin is on this phone call, but that's him talking to his son, allegedly. said we've not been able to verify it's him. He come out and apologized, and they verified it.
Yeah, you're right about
dumb. He shouldn't have said nothing.
This is really something, and because you said it's like the mafia almost when you're dealing with somebody.
Like it is the mafia.
That's what you said. And you said they group together, they team up and all that. I remember you said that because you've been doing this work for a long time.
And this is the thing. I usually give, when in these kind of situations, if anybody been watching my show, I usually give the accusers a harder time because most of the time the accusers just talk and telling me stuff, then they disappear and I'm left on my own, and then I have to fight in court or whatever. So I'm usually very lenient. I'm not gonna say lenient. I make the accuser prove more to me. But in this situation, being that I've talked to this accuser over a period of time, who never disclosed the details of what preacher molested him, that I feel very strongly that there is much more to the story. And we're just going to find it out. It's going to come out.
Do you think it's a well-known preacher or someone that we don't know?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
Yep.
I feel it like that too, because and you feel like Kurt probably covered it up or don't want to get the preacher in jail. I can see that. I can see that happen. When my sister was touched with one of the brothers in the church, they didn't press charge. The church covered it up. They didn't believe my sister. So I know dealing with church and with sexual allegations. Oh, child, that just every church don't want to get the police involved in church business. They'll try to cover it before they go to the cops.
Yeah, and it's not because of just that case. It's because of all that it's going to uncover.
Right.
They don't want the law involved.
They don't. Well, thank you, Larry, for coming on. But would have paid Carry-On the $70,000 for an interview?
No. Up under no circumstance. I've never paid anybody for an interview. I never paid anybody for a receipt. I mean, it's not because I think that you shouldn't. Because these TV shows, when you have interviews, people to come on the interview, you give them something. That's a practice. But something of this nature, this allegation involved with, when it comes to stories like this, you just got to really be careful. So I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, you have to, because them lawsuits and the church, they don't play. Because I always use that example. You've been to court. You experienced that. Like, they tried to break you.
That didn't work. Yeah, I only grew.
Yeah, you grew from that. Yeah, you grew. I'm talking about real big. When I know you was doing gospel music, and then now you have just turned into the gospel TMZ, media empire. You do a lot. And you know a lot of these preachers because you were a preacher. You were a pastor for years. So your experience, this is why I think you were able to accomplish so much, because you were on the inside. So you know how to operate. You know how the system operate.
Well, the reason why I was able to accomplish so much because I'm a great businessman, and I built so many things from ground up. I knew these preachers and I knew how things worked, but I wasn't in relationship with them. So I think that actually gave me an edge because
his connection was interrupted, y'all. Y'all be wary. Okay, there we go.
Excuse me. Okay, I wasn't in the bed with any of these preachers, although they knew me, I knew them. So it really made it to where I could say whatever I wanted to say. And so I built the platform. A lot of people that see Larry live, and they don't even know it's just one leg of an entire operation. So I don't even have to really do the show anymore. But I do the show because of the conversations it creates, and it make people laugh. A lot of people getting their laugh on and laughing while they're in the hospital, in the rest home or whatever. So I do it for the people, and I don't have to get in the bed with anybody.
That's true. Yeah, you're right about it. You're an independent operation.
Yep.
And I for a leading example. You've been growing, like, and you do so much. You help people with finances. You prophesize. I watch you and I say, man, Larry does a lot. I just thought you was a gospel singer. I'm like, but you're so much more than a gospel singer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I do a whole lot. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Larry.
No problem. And I remember when you before you started all this, I think you interviewed me.
Yeah.
You were working for a radio station, a gospel radio station, or something like that.
I did. I was trying to do that on Blog Talk Radio, and I reached out, and you came on, and I was like, man, is this the same Larry Reid? When you was going on the Stellar Awards, you was your record was charted. I'm like, I go way back with Larry Reid, and now you a media empire.
Yeah, exactly. That's the reason why I was able to do it. Everything you saw I did with the billboard and stuff, I done that with my own record label. So outside of the system, I left the system. At first I was in the system, then I left it and said, fuck the system. And then I built my own.
Yes. You edit, because I'm gonna tell you, the preacher, your whole thing with Bishop Synagogue, that was so funny. The way how you explained it is so I said, come on, Larry. This is up early in the morning. I was watching. I said, you can break it down like no other.
Yeah, that story was actually fun to do.
Yeah, it was very funny. It was funny.
I mean, to see how them preachers move and say so slick with it. So it was fun to do.
Yes. But thank you so much, Larry. I don't want to hold you up, but thank you for coming on.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so wow, you guys, we got another
you see that? And he been knowing us since we was doing the radio stuff and all that. This is why relationships are so important. And we interviewed Dr. Reid. I want to tell you, this is why it's good to put stuff out there in the atmosphere. This morning we woke up and we did a show on the backup channel, and I said we need interviews. I would love to interview, because one of my specialties on this show is actually interviewing people. That is like literally one of our specialties, one of our top things on the show is interviewing people. So I put it out there in the atmosphere. We was talking about the MC Shaky, etc. Not knowing today, when I went to sleep, that we was going to get two exclusive, Tasha K, and we was going to interview Dr. Larry Reid. Who would have known? And this is what I want to say. Now, once we did all of that, we did two interviews, right? Then, Armon went live, and he were dragging Tasha K, calling her bees, calling her monkeys, etc. Then he was dragging me, calling me retarded, cockeyed, that I'm jealous, that I wear women's shirts from Walmart. He said he don't give a fuck. He don't give a fuck about Kaya from the Neighborhood Talk and all of that. He was saying all that stuff. He was walking around in circles, eating and just, or limping, and was really dragging, right? And I was the person was just interviewing people. I'm not jealous. I'm not obsessed. I just do a job. And I don't see what is the reason. Everybody else can talk about it. A, B, C, and D can talk about it. But when Wiley talks about it, it's an issue and it's a problem. I don't know what's the problem is. Why can't I have a conversation and speak about these things, but everybody else can have a conversation and they can talk? Like, come on. It's like, it's really, really, really something. So he was just dragging, saying all these type of things about me and about, Tasha. And and see, the thing about Armon, and I told him this when I known him, when we were taught, I said, one of your flaws, you get too emotional when you think people is doing something wrong. Hush up, baby. Hush it up. Stop all that barking. Because these kids just all the way around. Anyway, you get so emotional when it comes about when you think somebody is doing something with you. He got very emotional with daytime tea time. and dragged daytime tea time, dragged her for filth, saying she ain't talented, saying that she shouldn't be on, she should have stayed under a thumbnail. You allowing yourself to get people to go under your skin, and you get on there dragging and go around in circles. What Wiley does, I break the story, I do interviews. I'm trying to find a way to be a part of the conversation. That's very strategic on my part. I didn't ask Tasha K to come on my Station Head show. I didn't even ask Dr. Reid. They came on their own accord, and both of them are two successful YouTubers, two successful media empires, and they came on our show. And I think it's great, okay? You know, I think it's awesome that they came on. So people were saying, Wiley, did you call her? Did you set this up? No, I did not set it up. She came on. And this ain't the first time Tasha K came on our show. She came on our show plenty of times. And anytime she's in some controversial or some type of situation, she come on the Wiley Show. I think it's very strategic. We are the type of place that we welcome her. I would get more subscribers. I talked with somebody, a blogger, and this blogger talked to me. I'm not going to say this blogger name, but they're very well known. Y'all know I'm very well known. Very well known. They get thousands of people. They almost at 1 million subscribers. I'm going to just give a key. They almost at 1 million subscribers on YouTube, but I'm not going to say no names. They get on the phone. They said, Wiley, you will get more subscribers if you drag Tasha K and join the gay boys. This particular person said, Wiley, you will have more subscribers if you drag Tasha K and join the gay boys. That's exactly what they said. That's exactly what this YouTuber said. And I said, I can see that, but I said, I don't want to do that because I think she's beautiful. I think she's talented. I don't see a problem with her at all. So I'm not going to join a group of gay guys just to diss black women. I'm just not going to do it. I appreciate black women. I love black women. So why would I just entertain of just dragging her and stuff like that? I'm just not going to do that. I'm just not going to live up that way. Now, if this was a couple of years back when me and my mother not getting along and we didn't see eye to eye, then maybe I would have joined the whole drag black woman bandwagon. But I appreciate my mother. I love my mother, and she just turned 50 years old. So I appreciate black women. Once I was able to resolve that relationship, and me and her was able to talk, and we on talking terms, we had a good place, good space. I appreciate black women. So if it take me 10, 20 years to get to 100,000 subscribers, it'll just take me 10, 20 years, which I don't believe that. But it's just as long as y'all are viewing us, we thank you so very much. So we're going to open up the phone lines and allow you all to call in. But he was dragging. He was cussing me out. He said, Wiley, you can't compare me to Wiley. He wear those Walmart t-shirts. And you can't compare me. Did you see the rings that I had on my finger and the watch that I had on my wrist? You can't compare us. You know, he's a slave to the labels. He's a slave to, to all those labels. I'm not a slave to it, baby. As long as the shirts is clean, as long as it's clean, I put it on. I don't care if it's tight. As long as it's clean, it's okay. I got on this. And all this type of stuff. Oh, Wiley, you ain't got your own big house or your own place. Until I'm able to get that, then I'm able to get there. I haven't sold out. I haven't. I don't get the big hair. I don't talk down to to black women. I just don't. I appreciate black because I love black women, right? And the darker you are, the more lovely you are, in my opinion, baby. Okay, I love chocolate women. Okay, baby, give me a Nick at night anytime. Okay, anytime I'm there for it. I love her and I appreciate that. So, people, they come at me at a hard time, and I think in this business you'll get that. But we're gonna be successful. We're gonna really grow over here on the platform, and y'all gonna really see the growth. And we will get to a point where we at 100,000 subscribers. And I'm gonna tell you this, I'm very focused. But once I reach and get a lot of more influence, you're gonna see a lot of people turn against Wiley. It's gonna happen. The reason why I get the love that I get, because I'm the quote unquote underdog. My words don't really get scrutinized like everybody else. But once I get to 100,000 or 1 million, or once I really become successful, you know what I'm trying to say. I'm on TV, I'm verified. It's gonna be different. My words or something, what I'm gonna say is gonna get scrutinized. People ain't gonna see it though, because I'm up here. You understand that? You know, so people, they're very observant. Now with Kirk Franklin and with Kerryon, if it is a preacher that molests him, of course it's going to be some issues where they're going to try to cover this up. And the mama didn't do a good job when she did an interview, because the interviewer, and I had talked to her and I told her, because I was thinking about hosting a show over there. I said, one mistake you made on the interview, sister. She said, yes, you didn't ask her the right questions. I said, that's the only critique. I pretended like I wanted to do a show in Arlington. Didn't want to do no show in Arlington. I just wanted to get that host on the line just to tell her she didn't do a good job. Because the woman, she was trying to quote scriptures, talk around. You got to be direct. The Spirit is asking me to ask you direct questions about what happened, what went on, have he been touched, because is he on drugs? Ask those very direct questions. Don't go around trying to tell me about a story about how you gave your child over to the Lord, because whatever it is, he ain't talking about being with the Lord. If something happened to that young man, so that interviewer should ask the questions and get the tea. Not around, you know, she just didn't ask the right question, because the woman was talking around the story. She was talking about, I'll listen to the interview again. She didn't get to the meat of the matter, is what is the issue between Kurt and his son? What is the tea? Spill it, because you can't say, well, it's private information. It's public now, so just say it. Who is the preacher that touched him? Who is it? Is it Bishop so-and-so? Is it Apostle so-and-so? Is it Prophet so-and-so? Whoever it is, that needs to be exposed. It don't need to be covered up. Some things that can happen. Some accusations deserve an answer of it. It's some stuff it don't need to be of it. That's what happened with my sister when she was touched by a brother in the church, and she told my grandmother, and my grandmother said, well, what did you do, gal? And I said, grandmother, with all due respect, what does she have to do? She was a child, and this was an adult that fumbled with her, and it was another woman that said fumble. And my uncle, who is a bishop, and this is why we don't get along, he said, but you don't know what we did. I said, he ain't went to jail. You didn't go to the police. This ain't no internal thing. Some stuff, if you touch a minor or you're touching somebody, the police should get involved. I don't care if your bishop said I handle it. Did you get the special victims unit involved? And so once my sister told me years later, and then I heard my grandmother's response, I had to rebuke my grandmother. I said, I don't care if she was walking around butt naked. That does not give a right from a grown man to fumble with her. It is wrong. And I said, Grandma, you wrong in this instance. And that's why you failing in your health, because you covered up this particular type of sin. Some stuff you can't cover up because you're going to pay for it. And she paying for it right now. Can't cover up no type of stuff. Y'all covered up a sin. You cover it up until you pull that cover up. Y'all cover up the stuff. You can't cover some stuff up like that. So I had to rebuke my grandmother. I said, you wrong in that instant. You wrong. And y'all shouldn't cover up no stuff. So what? That it's a brother in the church been known for years, so I don't give a darn who he is. And he's still going around, dumped his first wife, got another wife, because he's dealing with a spirit. That's a whole predator on the loose. But let me go ahead on. And I took my sister's side, and I dealt with the blows, because they didn't like that. I dealt with the blows of the attack of it, because I know how it is when you're dealing with somebody that's been touched in church, if you're dealing with politics. I felt like I was dealing with a gang of people. It's a different type of spirit. The church people, the people that love me, turned against me, started threatening me, wanted to end my life, all because I wanted to expose the predator that touched my baby sister. You don't want to have that conversation. So of course none of them will. And now people say secretly they have, and his sister had a mental breakdown. She lost her mind, just went crazy. They don't know what happened to her. They said, what went on? Woman, she had a mental breakdown. And I said, well, you need to ask her, have she ever been touched by her brother? Ask the question. Well, you need to mind your own business, Marquise. You always in somebody's business. I said my sister is my business. You can't tell me don't be about my own business. Her business is my business. Okay, let me go. I'm getting heated right now. Heated right now. So I understand from the experience of church and stuff, and I question my sister. And then another victim came and said he touched me too, and they kept it a secret. And you want to call yourself being a preacher, you false prophet predator? You ain't no preacher. Need to be somewhere locked up somewhere on a list with Nicki Minaj's husband. You should be on the register list. Where you go, you need to be registered. You don't need to be preaching, laying heads on people. All right. Let's go ahead on and go to the phone lines. The number is 646-716-8447. Okay, 646-716-8447 is the number. And we're going to open up these phone lines. Okay, let's see. If you want to call in, press 1, and we'll bring you on the air. When you call in, let's see. 1838, call you on the air.
Hello, how you doing, brother?
Hey, welcome. You live on the Wiley Show.
Thank you so much. First, let me say that Tasha K and Armon Wiggins is not the same. Like I said, Tasha K is St. Elmo's Steakhouse, and Armon Wiggins is Outback Steakhouse. Two different lanes. I do want to say that I think when it comes to Tasha K, one, she is the queen of YouTube, and I think what's so special about Tasha K right now, she is maturing as far as the type of content she's putting out. And she, before she was on the rise, she was putting out, not the sketchy content, but the content that she would invent. But now that she's in a certain lane, now she, being very calculated and being very mindful of what she's putting out, because now she feels like her platform is in a different space than it was. Like I said, she's no longer the underdog, now she's the top dog. And once you're the top dog, you have to set a standard for everybody else that's doing YouTube to follow that standard and to carry yourself in a certain way. Like I say, is Tasha K perfect? No, she's not. At the same time, that black woman is doing her thing, and she is mature with her platform, so we should give her credit and respect because of it.
And you know what? Can I add on to what you said? It's room at the table for everybody.
Yes, sir.
It's room at the table for everybody. Why do we have to stop the next person or just try to discredit the next person? Excuse me. It's room at the table for everybody. Everybody can make a coin on YouTube.
I'm going to answer your question, Wiley. And the reason being is, and I'm sorry to say this about my own people because I love my people, but black people, we are crabs in the barrel. We have that mentality. And the reason being because it's less than 1% of us become successful. And because it's less than 1% of us become successful, we have the idea that if one person becomes successful, they should make us all successful because, limited opportunities. And two, when the one person that becomes successful don't, bring everybody else with them, there's a jealousy factor, there's a resentment factor because of the limited opportunities that this country gives us.
And that's that. But you got to change your mindset. Everybody can grow. Just like somebody came at me saying, "Oh, it's only room for one person on top." No, it's not. On this internet, it's 1 billion people on this planet. It's a lot of folks that have YouTube accounts. You all can eat in this instance. And when you break a story, someone can give their perspective and say, I don't know, because you can get sued. You have to believe that because Tasha K is in litigation with Cardi B right now. Dr. Reid was sued for thousands of dollars, and the victim came and said she was our word, and the pastor sued Dr. Reid. He had to pay thousands of dollars. So in this instance, who's to say Kurt Franklin is going to go out there Armon and try to sue him? I won't be shocked if he get a cease and desist letter or say, if you don't take it down, we will take you to court. Because those two people, whether it was Dr. Reid or Tasha, they experienced courtroom. So they
and that's the truth. And, I apologize. I said what I was going to add to it, that you got to understand now that because of the social media aspect and people's careers can be taken with a blink of an eye, people are more quick to sue these days than it was back in the day. Because back in the day, it took a lot for Wendy Williams to get sued and dragged in court, and people like what's the guy named Russ Limbaugh and all those people to get taken to court back in those days because it wasn't social media, so it wasn't out there as quickly investigation, your whole career, everything you work hard for, could be taken away from you. So now people are quick to sue these days, so you really have to be mindful and careful and calculate, and most importantly, strategic in what you're doing, because at the end of the day, one false move, everything can be taken away from you.
Facts. And we thank you so very much, because if you look at T.I. and Tiny, those allegations, they postponed the production of the show. That because some allegations you will lose, even if you innocent, it comes with, if it pick up enough steam, you will lose stuff. Lose opportunities, lose bags, lose deals. So with this situation, if Kurt Franklin doesn't play his cards right, he could possibly lose some endorsement deals. Do I think that he will be completely canceled? No. But if other victims come out and say I was touched also, then this is bad for Kurt Franklin. And we shall see how this is going to turn out, because where there's smoke, there's fire. Because if you molest one person, if you say I was molested by Kurt Franklin, it's more victims. It ain't just one. So we shall see how this is going to turn out. And when you'll know if it's on Kurt Franklin desk when that lawyer reach out to you and send an email and send you a cease and desist letter and say, hey, you take this stuff down. Then that's when you know you in a whole nother ball game. And so all that stuff you talking about Tasha K, I hope she lose the lawsuit. I will report on it. Keep that same energy when Kurt Franklin and his legal team, Goldberg and Goldberg or Mr. Anderson, whatever, while the lawyer days come out to you, let's keep that same energy.
I mean, let's keep it 100. Think about just recently I forgot the preacher name that Tasha K did a story on, but he was the pastor of a church, and now he had to resign from his post because his wife, found out that he was, sleeping with other women, or the story with the pastor that was had another mistress on the side. And like I said, his platform, he had thousands of members of the congregation living a lifestyle where he could buy his wife a Lamborghini and everything. And now all that's taken away from him. So,
wow.
Allegations. There's no joke today.
It's no joke at all. But we thank you so much, brother, for calling in.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. All right, y'all see what happened when Bishop Synagogue roasted and gagged or dragged Prophet Khan, and he had to temporarily step down from his position because Bishop Synagogue rebuked him, and the tea was because he slept with Bishop Synagogue's wife. And so there's the whole thing. Like this church stuff, you got to know what you're doing when you report on that stuff. And I always look at Dr. Larry Reid. I look at it and say, okay, let me not touch that story. I'm going to do what Dr. Larry Reid do. Once it's public, then I comment, but I won't be the one to put it out there. So I learned that from him in essence. But let's go to the phone lines. The number is 646-716-8447. It is 600 people in the chat. So we need 600 likes. So make sure y'all make sure y'all subscribe to the show. We all are entertained. And let me tell you something. Somebody asked me, said, Wiley, can I like you and other bloggers? I said, you can like them all. Don't pick no sides. If you entertained by me and you entertained by others, you should be entertained. Is I welcome in your chat? Yes, you're welcome. I don't care where you go. If you want to come into the Wiley Show chat, you're welcome over here. You can like everybody. You don't have to dislike the next person because you like everybody. It's hard to choose because I'm entertaining. You more than welcome. Okay? I'm not going to block you because you and somebody else chat. That's only a person that does that is they insecure. Okay. 2217, Carly, you on air.
Look at you trying to break the internet, Wiley. I see you out here. got the Dr. Larry Reid online. I see you, Dr. Larry Reid. Come on now, Wiley. I see go up, Wiley, on this Friday.
I wasn't even expecting it. And somebody DM me said, Wiley, bring us a mess on Friday. Not knowing that the mess was going to happen later on Friday, in the Friday evening.
Come on, Wiley. I'm telling you. So, I'm going to go ahead, because I know you probably got a full queue or whatnot. But once again, congratulations. Give me exclusives. But I will have to say about what Larry Reid and Tasha K, they literally said the same thing when it's regarding business. They both said they would not touch this. Both of them said the exact same thing. They wouldn't have touched it without vetting it and confirming the information. Once it was public, that's when they both start addressing it. But you see that neither one of them broke this story. If Dr. Larry Reid has been speaking to Carry-On for a while, right? You don't think that he would have, if this story was actually bad, that he wouldn't have broke this story?
Come on.
There's a reason why he did it. There is a reason why he did not do it. And if they're both saying, well, they're saying that because when the guy was going off on you, they both are saying that like the guy was requesting payment, then no, that's basically coercion or my words of basically saying that I'm paying you to say this interview. You can't, when you're messing with the church, it's Kirk Franklin. When you're messing with the church, it's some things that you just do not do. Do I believe that Carry-On was touched by someone in the church? I believe that he may have been molested by somebody in the church, and I believe that Kirk Franklin knew the pastor who did it. And like Larry Reid said, they have a way of covering up stuff. Do I believe Kirk Franklin did it? No, but I do believe he did it. So I'm not like,
and he covering for him. And the issue with this story, it's a lot of everybody covering it. Don't nobody want to talk about the elephant in the room. And the mother, even she was playing around. She was covered with, no cancel culture. Wait till we get all the evidence. She was talking in circles because this is like y'all don't want to address what's going on.
Well, the problem is, the issue is with the story is that they're insinuating that Kirk Franklin did it when Carry-On didn't even say Kirk Franklin.
Come on.
Dr. Reid, Larry Reid said that it was a pastor. Now, he said he didn't know it was Kirk Franklin, but nobody put a name on it. Who put a name on it that put the actual video out? That's where the law starts coming in at, because no one insinuated that it was Kirk Franklin, but when the video started coming out. That's the problem. They put allegedly that Kirk Franklin molested his son, Carry-On. Dr. Larry Reid didn't say that. Tasha K didn't say that. Armon is the one that put that out there like that. So that's where the problem is. That's why both of them were saying like, hey, did you vet the audio? The audio is real, but is it vetted? Did you confirm that was him? Did you confirm all of the stuff in it? No. Do you know that they're out here trying to sell the audio? If they're trying to sell the audio, who paid for it? Somebody had to pay for the audio.
That's true, because especially when everybody
talk
about this source. They've been
shopping the audio around.
Because what Armon said in his live, he said, let me get my notes. He said that Tasha K reached out to the source and said, why didn't you give me the recording? Then they was saying, so this source, people reaching out. So obviously this source. So I just hope that this is not cahooted, that they didn't plan this to put this out there. But whatever it is, this source have shopped this around to multiple bloggers and they want it to be paid. So the question would be, did Armon pay for the recording? And if so, how much was it? Because they put it all out, because his anger was coming at. She reached out to my source. She reached out to my source and all that. I'm like, whoa. Like, so this person was just like shopping this recording.
And I heard him going off, but why didn't he go off on Larry Reid? Because Larry Reid basically said what Tasha said. He said, I wouldn't have done it. I would not have put this out. They both said the same thing.
They both said the same thing.
I'm confused at why he go at Larry Reid, because Larry Reid said exactly, I wouldn't have put
because
this out.
Larry Reid is a man.
I wouldn't have put this out.
Because Larry Reid is a man, and he don't too much go and try to drag mans like that. He's targeted with a woman. He was coming at Tasha because his hatred for Tasha K. Because if he take the wax out of his ears and just sit and put down the liquor and just be sober-minded, you would hear that two people were saying the same thing. He didn't, no energy came at Dr. Larry Reid, because Dr. Larry Reid said, I wouldn't have put the recording out, and said the same thing that Tasha said.
And I'll get out of here. But like, they both had two different perspectives. Tasha had her perspective, and Dr. Larry Reid had his perspective, saying like, I believe that there is some covering up going on. And Tasha Louise says that, no, I don't believe that it was Kirk. Both of them are saying what their perspective is, but only one of them got the heat. So I'm just like, okay, from a business standpoint, they are basically saying, hey, you might get sued because you put this out. But since you put it out, now I can actually talk about it because you're the first one that put it out. You're the one that broke the story. You're the one that saying the allegedly that this kept Kirk Franklin. You put it out. So now what Dr. Larry Reid said, now I can address this, and now I can talk about it. Did y'all notice that? No one put it out. He put it out first. Now people can talk about it. That's the danger of it. But I'm all right. I'm going to go back in the chat, Wiley.
All right. Thank you so very much. She did not have the energy for Dr. Larry Reid. He had the energy for Tasha K because Dr. Larry Reid said, hey, I want to put it out there. And so we want to thank you so much for calling in and giving your side of this story of what you think about this entire situation. He did not have the energy for Dr. Larry Reid because he's a man, but you'd rather address a woman and drag a black woman like that. But you know what I'm saying? But with Dr. Reid, radio silence. And then he said, well, I don't care about Kyle. He said that. And I told, let me just hush up. He said, I don't care that Kyle didn't put it on his page. I'm like, well, did you send it to Kyle? I'm not gonna get Kyle in it, y'all. We not gonna get Kyle in the mess. But he brought your name up, Kyle, from the neighborhood talk. He did. He brought up Kyle name for the neighborhood talk. He said, I don't care nothing about Kyle. Let's go to the phone line. 5840, calling you on the air.
Hey, Wiley.
Hey.
I'm having so much fun. Thank you guys for this entertainment. But I just want to say he did mention that he paid for it. On Station Head. I want to know how much he paid for it. And then he said ain't nothing wrong with paying for it. So my thing is, with the James Chanel situation, when they were shopping around that story, what, you didn't have the funds then to pay for it? You didn't have all that energy? Like, you get what I'm saying?
And you see how he jumped on that James Rice Chanel story?
Yeah, he jumped on that story.
Ah, that's a good point.
So I don't care what comes out after this. I don't care because he's so nasty.
And then
he's gonna say he don't care if he gets sued.
Yeah, he care. Everybody said that today end up in that
courtroom. Care. because the vet that he was doing now, the vet going crazy on Station Head, he was nervous. That's nervous. What I got from that. He was scared.
He was nervous because he don't know if he's gonna get sued. He was very nervous about it. He was very, very nervous about it, and he's dragging. Anytime he started dragging my t-shirts, I'm like, what do I got to do with this? I'm just a vessel trying to get the tea like everybody else. I ain't pay for nothing. So, but how do you feel about it all? Like, what is your headspace, Icon, of this whole entire situation? Where your headspace at?
Because I don't watch him anymore. I don't watch him, so I'm hearing this from you when you came on that this happened. But my whole thing is, I wouldn't be so thirsty to put something out there because, for one, you have to have your facts. And he did state that he never vetted it. But like Dr. Larry Reid said, he wouldn't have put it out there.
And you already
he has experience in a courtroom.
Yes, he did. And baby, it was on the ChristianPost.com if you want to get the tea on that lawsuit. Baby, I saw it. And then somebody had all the court records, all the money that he had to pay. I'm like, what the world? They literally tried to break Larry Reid. And the victim said, oh, I ain't talked to him. He lied on me. They started changing their stories. It was a mess. But guess what? We entertained by it. I don't care what nobody say.
This is entertainment. I don't care. Get y'all clicks and views.
Baby, this is better than cable. The engagement is how we entertain. Okay, I wouldn't even expect it this day.
And my thing is, if you don't like your shirt, send Wiley some shirts. You be in the bushes. You see the P.O. box information.
Right. What the problem? And that'll let you know people watch. He had on that shirt from Walmart. They watch. He got Tasha K on.
And another thing, he's saying that Tasha K came over there with a bogus account or whatever. We all have fake accounts and we all have different accounts.
Facts.
But my thing is, you ain't saying that when Cardi B came over to my radio. On Station Head.
Not with her real name.
Come under Cardi B.
Okay, use his words. She was under an alias. She was under
so you ain't go off for Cardi B.
Okay, she did the same thing. Just watch. Y'all gonna be sending me some Versace shirts, rings. One thing about my audience, when I get dragged, they give more. They be like, oh, we gonna really have one. Oh, I put on the shirt because it was clean. And I'm in denial
but
that
my
I'm
thing
chunky.
is before I get off this phone, my thing is before I get off this phone, when did he upgrade? Recently, he upgraded.
Absolutely.
Because you're getting money now. So when you, Wiley, get up there with numbers and stuff, I'm sure you're gonna change some ways.
Absolutely.
So
and
don't
I'm not
do
gonna
that,
go
Armon.
in debt to keep up with the Joneses. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to do that. I'll wear Walmart shirts until God bless me enough to get other shirt name brand labels, but I'm not a slave to name brand labels. You got me that cologne. Now I got labels. Now I never really thought about having on labels until I started doing YouTube, because I never was a slave to label. I don't know Gucci, Versace, and all that. I'm just not a slave to the labels. It's shirt and shirt because it's just clothes. It ain't like it's no stock and a bond and all that, but. I see his hatred.
And he's trying to make it seem like he's a label whore. He ain't no label whore. 1 or 3 pieces, girl.
Right. It's just like he was coming. I'm like, listen, my mind space when it comes to that, baby, I wish I don't even have to wear no clothes. I don't like wearing clothes. So that really doesn't get to me, but I would love to get it so I can invest, put it in stocks and bonds and stuff. But this story, I don't know if Kirk Franklin are going to send a cease and desist letter. Because sometimes bloggers be, he sent me a cease and desist letter, but we shall see how this going to turn out. And where there's smoke, there's fire. Do you think that Kirk Franklin touched his son, Kerryon? We would use the word touch instead of using the M word. Do you think he touched him?
I can't speak on that note, but what I'm feeling, I don't think so.
I think it was
it's just probably he's mad at his father and just trying to, to make his father look bad.
And I wish he released that full audio. See, this is why I wish that we get the full T. I wish that when Kerryon posts that clip, post the full audio, email it to the Wiley Show at gmail.com. But I'm not paying you $38,000. Not gonna happen.
That's a fact.
We ain't got it like that. And then that's what I felt in my spirit. I said, Wiley, you may lose out to interviews because you got to pay folks, and I ain't got it. I reached out to somebody else recently, and they said, "Is it a number with it?" I said, "Oh no, we don't pay for interviews. I ain't got it to pay for it." You know what I'm saying? But I said, "Well, we look like we won't be getting a lot of interviews until we actually pay for it. But God gonna make a way that you gonna come on the Wiley Show anyway." Without the payment.
Exactly.
But it's good to see you on here, Icon. I was surprised that we got Dr. Reid on the show. We got Tasha K on the show. I was surprised that 2 big people came on our platform, on our secondary platform, and gave an exclusive and everything like that. Is anything else you want to share before we go? Because you always call us.
Someone in the chat said Armon be fresh from head to toe. I don't see it, never did see it, and I didn't say wow one time. So for that, the category is labels on top of labels on top of labels.
And he looks good.
A secret weapon.
To me, that is a blessing.
So when he bring it, then we can say he dressed from head to toe.
And that's a blessing.
And I'm going back in the bushes.
All right, thank you. And that's a blessing that he have it like that. But don't speak down to people that have on a Walmart shirt. Don't speak down to people that have on Walmart. And baby, don't you feel guilty if you got on a Walmart shirt or a Kmart shirt. Don't you feel guilty. You do what you can afford. Don't be trying to go in debt to keep up with other people, because I don't do it. Baby, you can talk about my shirt, and I still got that Nope shirt. I'm gonna turn it into a head wrap. Because I can't with it because I had gained some weight. So y'all give me a 2XL shirt, producers. I want that P.O. box. Listen here, producers. I want that P.O. box, baby. I want them to think like, who is this black man with all these orders? 2XL, 3X, baby, had that P.O. box. Be like, I'm so tired. I'm so tired of them talking about Wiley shirt. I'm going to buy him 50 shirts. I just got it in my spirit. Somebody go, that P.O. box, the next time around, it's going to be full of shirts. A whole year of shirts. Because people get tired of y'all talking about Wiley. My people don't play. Baby, that P.O. box gonna be full of shirts. Let's go to the phone line. Well, we're gonna make that note shirt as a head wrap. Okay. Anonymous, you live on the air. Anonymous,
hello.
Hey, you live on the Wiley Show. Go ahead.
Hey Wiley.
Hey.
Hey Wiley, this is the bootleg Hollywood. I told you last night he was talking about you. Believe what I tell you, boo. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Just believe what I tell you. Didn't I tell you last night that he was talking about you? But don't worry about him. He's trash.
Okay.
He's trash. And I done my commercial today, and you're gonna see it, and I'm gonna send you some Puma. Okay? Oh. Don't worry about Armon Wiggins. That's trash. He's self-hatred and everything.
Oh, okay.
You know. So, but I told you last night he was talking about you. I'm gonna be your new source in Hollywood, dude.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm coming up a little bit. I am 28.
Okay.
But and don't worry about Dolce & Gabbana, Gucci, Prada, Izzy, Miyake. I know all them bitches who use them labels, and they are trashy, mad, evil, spirited people.
Okay.
And let me tell you about what Walmart is. That's the second biggest employer of the United States of America, and they're rich at Walmart. And Amazon is the first.
Oh.
So what Armon Wiggins talking about? He's trash. He's miserable. And King Payne is trash and miserable. And I'm the Hollywood model, and they want to come to Hollywood, baby. I just got a Puma commercial.
Okay. Well, we thank you.
I love you. Why to keep up your good spirit? Because you worth $1 billion. Because you are great. You smile. You love. And you from my hometown, Chicago.
Yeah. Okay. Well, congratulations. Okay. Well, thank you, sister. Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna go.
Bye, boo.
Bye, bye. She said she gonna be in a Puma commercial. I don't know what Puma is. What's Puma? I don't even know what Puma is, but she gonna be in a Puma commercial. Let's go to the next phone line. Anonymous, you live on the air. Anonymous, you live on the air. Okay. Hello.
Wiley, is that me?
That's you. Oh my gosh, how are you
Wiley?
doing?
Wiley, how are you, Wiley?
I'm blessed. I'm doing good.
Listen, Wiley, I came in the middle of this live, so I didn't hear the beginning of this live.
Okay.
But what I do know of a little of what I was following up with this Kirk Franklin story. There's been predators in Black churches and Black families since the beginning of time, and it's been covered up by predators, you know? And then when these children grow into adults to deal with their drama, they do things for attention, you know? They go to drugs, they go to prostitution to cope with their pain because these adults did not protect these kids. And that's what's going on here. And they're going to burn an eternal hell for this. There's a special hell waiting for them because you ruined these innocent children. And let me tell you, that mother of Carry On, she sat up there with that bird's nest on top of her head in that interview and defended Kirk Franklin. Now, I'm not saying Kirk did it, but he's guilty, and she's guilty as a mother for sitting there watching their child disintegrate in front of their very eyes to protect the sanctity of the church. They failed him as parents, the both of them. That bird's nest and her soul is going to burn in hell. And Kirk Franklin singing, "Do You Want a Revolution?" Well, you have one now on your hands. Let me tell you something. I would have burned an entire church down with the molester and all their false prophets in it had it been my child. This is beyond Tasha K and Armon Wiggins' cattiness and fighting over who's the best. You know, this is someone's life that's been ruined. And this young man is still hurting, and his parents and the church are protecting themselves. You know, now the blog's got a hold of it. And I really hope you guys have empathy and sympathy for this young man and handle this story with a modicum of dignity and class, you know, instead of trying to just make a coin. Because this is someone's life at the end of the day. And I truly feel for this young man.
I feel for him as well. What advice do you give in this situation? Should a private prosecutor, a special prosecutor investigate this? What do you think should happen? Should the son do a tell-all interview and just expose the person that touched him in his own words? What do you think should happen next?
You know what? I don't think that he's ready for an interview right now. I think what he needs to do is he needs to go to the law. Okay? He needs to go and he needs to file a complaint that he was molested, because I believe there's a certain amount of time that they give you to file for being molested by a church, someone in the church.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they did it with the Catholic churches. So I think that he needs to go and he needs to file a complaint against the molester that did it. Everyone that covered up should be held accountable for it. This young man needs to get into some type of program. If he's on drugs, he needs to go into some type of program for himself to clean himself up. And then he needs to go and do an interview. But he's not ready for interviews yet. They would eat him alive. He's not ready for interviews yet.
Mm.
And his parents, I still say they failed him because you're covering up. If you weren't the molester, Kirk Franklin, you're just as bad for covering up for someone who molested your son.
Right. Speaking.
So you're just as guilty.
Mm.
You're just as guilty. You can't wash your hands. And everyone said, oh, he's 33. But this happened as a child. This stigma stays with you forever. And then when you have parents that are not doing anything about it and covering up, and this quack of a mother is sitting somewhere with that cat on top of her head trying to pray, the Bible should have just blown up in her fingers. Because that's a disgrace what they did to this young man. But he needs help, and he needs to go get himself some help. But the first thing he needs to do is to go and file a complaint, a formal complaint against the church, and hold everyone accountable. That's what needs to happen.
Exactly. And we thank you so much. One of my favorite callers. We call you the Wendy Williams caller. Thank you so much for calling in.
You let me tell you, Wally, don't you worry about wearing labels, okay?
Yes.
I wear labels, but I also have tangible assets, okay?
Tangible.
If you want to impress someone, Armon Wiggins, show tangible assets that you hold, because those labels are going to go out of style. You have to keep updating them every other month or every 6 months. Okay? And you don't have that type of dough, sweetheart.
Mm.
So don't sit up there, Wiley, and get offended about labels. You just keep doing you, and you save up to get you a home.
Yes, praise. You're right.
Okay? So you can show deeds and mortgages and not Versace. Okay?
And we thank
you. And you have a good day, okay?
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Take care, Wiley.
Right,
bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. She's so beautiful. I have a picture of her, and beautiful lady. We thank you. Tangible assets. Lord, send it. Hey, tangible assets. I love that. Yeah, Woo. Okay. Anonymous, you live on the air.
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, hi. I just wanted to say something very brief. One is that, I don't watch Armon Wiggins, but what I was going to say is that what he said to you about, and the caller before, she took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say a lot of millionaires and billionaires, and besides the people in the entertainment industry, forget those ones, but most of them walk around, they don't have labels. They wear sneakers that are like 10 years old, and they invest in homes, and labels depreciate. As the woman before was saying, you worry about investing in real stuff, so let him go ahead and be immature. He'll be in the same, in 10 years he'll be wearing old Versace shirts, and that's the only thing he'll have, to claim to his name, That's one thing. So don't let that work. Don't let that bother you.
Yes.
And two, I the way that you held, your own. when he started calling you names, you didn't turn around and start retaliating and, being immature and emotionally unstable and unbalanced. You kept it professional, and that's going to take you a long way. Very soon I don't know how many followers he has. Sounds like he has probably a bigger channel. I'm not, but very soon you'll be bigger, because you're professional and people watch that and people want to come to someone who is emotionally stable. Nobody wants someone who gets all emotionally unbalanced and they can't control their emotions when things happen. They like to see someone who can report the news and take the emotion out of it. And you just keep doing that. Don't go low like he does. And you'll go far. And that's all I really have to say.
We thank you so very much for giving us that. Thank you, sister. All right, the number is 646-716-8447. Wow, this is turning into a 2-hour show. 0165, Carly on air.
Hey, Wiley, what's going on? What is going on in the world? Everybody getting exposed. That's it. And that person that sounds like Wendy Williams, if that was her, she needs to get off the air because Wendy needs to get exposed too, honey, because it ain't just the church.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Not just the church, yes.
Because we still trying to wonder what you are, darling. Twinkle, twinkle, little star baby. How you doing? Okay. Love you, Wiley.
Love you. Oh, okay. I thought this caller didn't say something. And so that's the thing about it is, and so we want to thank everybody for coming in and supporting our show. If you want to be a supporter of us, we go live every single day. Make sure you all subscribe to the channel. It is 670 people. Click that subscribe button if you haven't. Thumbs up the video if you haven't. Thank you. And shout out to all the moderators in the house. We went live and we broke a story. And we when I say broke a story, we talked with Reid, we talked to Tasha K. Be prepared, people. Today we will be going live a lot on the channel. And it is. We will be going live again. So y'all be prepared for that. 2382, caller, you're live on the air. Hey, 2382, you live on the air.
Hello.
Hey, you live. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
All right.
That's good. Y'all still live? I'm live, but I'm on another device.
I'm listening. Yeah, we still live. Yes, sir.
All right. So what I find the main issue to be with the whole situation, especially concerning the church world, because I'm from that world, is that we don't live in our reality. Yes, God saves. Yes, Jesus saves. But at the end of the day, we were born in sin and shaped in iniquity. So regardless of us preaching the word, the will of God, the gospel, we're still man, we're still human, and we're in heir to sin. Once we realize that we're in heir to sin, we're supposed to repent, turn away from our sins, which means to apologize for the one that we wronged and to completely, live a different way. And because in the church world, we haven't truly repented, which means to turn away from our sin, apologize for our wrongdoing, never to look back and do it again. People that were offended are now speaking out. So in one way or another, that boy was offended by his father, especially by his father being a preacher of the gospel. He was offended by him, and now he's speaking out. So whether he was molested, touched, or whatever the case may be, he was offended. And the Bible says a man offended is harder to win. So unfortunately, Kirk has a responsibility that he has. You gained the world, but you've lost your soul. Because your son is a part of your soul. So what more is it to gain the whole wide world, but lose your soul? And that's all I'm going to say on that issue. God bless.
All right.
You better speak.
Okay. Thank you so very much.
All right, later.
Later. Bye-bye. All right. I'm saying these people is out here saying a lot of stuff, and we are definitely honored by you all that's calling in. The number is 646-716-8447. Again, that number is 646-716-8447 is the number. If you all want to call in, That is definitely the number. 646-716-8447 is the number. All right. I'm just reading different stuff in the chat. So I get it. But it's more to this story, people. I had a conversation with Dr. Reid. He said tonight he'll be talking about some more stuff. So this story is just definitely developing. And I want to say congratulations to Armon for releasing the receipt. You know what I'm saying? I think that congratulations to him. If I was given the receipt, I would have dropped it as well. I wouldn't have added it. I would have listened to it. I'm like, hey, it sounds like I'm going to drop it. So, and we want to give him credit. And I don't want people to think that I don't want to give him credit in instance, because I do. And me and him, I think we're going to always be brothers and go back and forth and say what we say. I think that probably will not change in no time soon. I don't hate the brother. I think the brother is an awesome YouTuber. And I just think he's just emotional. I think he gets very emotional, and he's been that way for ever since I've known him. But we want to say shout out to him for dropping that receipt. And so we able to give our own commentary, our own interpretations of what we feel about it. And just because I said what I said about him, some people ain't gonna respond to it. And a lot of times the phone lines are still open. So we got about 5 or 6 minutes left on the phone line. So if you calling in, you don't have to hang up. I'll bring you on. But some people don't like him is because he play into that narrative of not liking black women. He say different type of terms that turns some black women off or some viewers off, right? And some viewers is okay with it. Me personally, it really doesn't bother me because I understand it. It's his language. It's his personality. I get it. When he dragged, it don't bother me because we've been going back and forth, I think, for years. I think longer than ATL and Funky Dineva. I think we've been going back and forth longer for a while. Do I think will we be at a kumbaya moment? No, I don't think that we'll probably be at a kumbaya. No, not no time soon. Okay. Not no time soon, but I do want to congratulate him for releasing the receipt. Now that the receipt is out, let's see what's the next step. Because I'm seeing it here. We are brothers, and that will always be my brother. And I remember that. Some of y'all don't understand the depth of the relationship. We go way back, and that will always be my brother. And the people in the chat, that's your personal opinion. Just like I have people in my that drags me on a daily basis. I get dragged, and I said that's okay. People send me nasty emails, and maybe one day I just expose the nasty emails that I get and expose the nasty comments. I get hundreds of nasty comments. It don't bother me. I'm immune to it. But because I look at the people that love me. I don't put focus on people that don't like me, talk trash about me. I look at people that really love us and that support us and that's in our chat when we don't have 600 some odd people in the chat. That be here when it's 100 people, be here when there's 200 people as well, okay? But this is a hot topic. So the reason why we're talking about it is the reason why he's being mentioned today is because it's a hot topic, okay? So y'all ain't telling nobody else not to talk about it. And Wiley, we're going to talk about it. Everybody else eating. Everybody else is eating. We're going to eat too. Everybody else get a click interview. We gonna get a click interview too. I'm gonna say that everybody else is eating, getting clicks of you. You think I'm gonna sit on the sideline and not give me a click interview? I'm gonna give me a click interview as well. Okay. And if you disturbed by the shirts that I be wearing, by the small shirts that I be wearing, clearly we have a P.O. box where you can bless us, but if you just that disturbed by the shirts that I wear, if you want me to wear a Versace shirt or a Gucci drip shirt, or a Puma or whatever, we have a P.O. box. That's what we got it for. If you trigger, if you trigger by my shirts, if it really trigger you, go to the store, ship it to the P.O. box.
90 seconds.
If you just really triggered, okay? I'm going to just say that because some of y'all just be so triggered. And it don't even take all that to just be triggered, okay? You ain't got to be triggered like that if you just that so if you that so triggered what's going on, okay? All right. Very foolish platform to release unverified content. That is you. Okay. Woo, we love you, Wiley. We love. Yeah, you love both. How many people in here? Press 1 if you just, whose side are you on? Who do you watch? Do you watch the Wiley? Everybody here watch everybody. I'm looking at the numbers. It's new people in this house today that's watching us. So y'all watch everybody. I'm the type of person, I watch everybody. I watch everybody. But people, they try to stop us from growing, but we gonna grow anyhow. We gonna reach 20,000 subscribers by the summertime. We will be at 20,000 and more, okay? We gonna get there, okay? Who all do y'all watch? I watch everybody. Wiley all day, every day. They said, I'm new here. If you are new here, post that you new here. We got some new people in the house, new producers. We call our people the producers. Okay. All right. New producers. We got people up in the house. All right. Okay. We got new producers up in here. We want to thank all the new producers that is in the chat. Give me a second. We got new producers that's up in here. Okay, let's put the phone line down because we're done with the phone lines. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all have a blessed one. Make sure y'all subscribe. Thank everybody for donating. We have a cash up, $ Marquise Wiley 28. You will be a blessing to the platform. You can definitely do that. Yes. Shout out to y'all. I'm gonna go. Y'all, talk to y'all later. Bye.